I made the same exact animation using every AI video platform to figure out which one is the ultimate AI video generator. Is it Google Veo 3 with its super realistic AI character dialogue? What about the new Seedance model, which lets you generate multiple shots of the same exact character using just a single prompt? How about Runway with all of its innovative features like motion capture? In this video, I'll break down the pros and cons of each individual AI video platform while making the same complete animation in every single one. The first AI video generator I'll be showing is Midjourney, which is one of the newcomers to the AI video game. The way that this is going to work is I'll be uploading reference images that I've already generated of my characters and the story that I want them to be in. And then I'm going to animate them into videos inside of AI video generator platforms. So for my animation, I have these two characters, the Jedi with the green skin on the left, and then the bounty hunter who's hunting her down on the right. So inside Midjourney, we have the option to attach an image into the video generator. What I'm going to do is take this photo of the bounty hunter and drag him into this start frame section. And it'll use him as the first frame of the video it generates. Then inside the prompt, I'll describe the motion I want him to have. And this will be for like an introduction scene. So he lazily raises his gloved hand and shakes his finger in annoyance. You do have the ability to control the amount of motion, whether it's low motion or high motion. But even when you use just a low motion mode, it still creates a very dynamic animation. If we go ahead and submit this job, it'll actually give us 4 different variations of the character animation I'm making. Midjourney is pretty good at character animations in general. The movements are fairly fluid. Now, these videos are 5 seconds, but one of the cool things about Midjourney is that we can actually extend the lengths of the videos. So if we just try the video extension feature here, what it'll do is actually add on 4 extra seconds to our already generated video. And you can do this all the way up to 21 seconds. Although I don't think I'll need any clips that are this long inside the animation itself. For my animation though, I do want to make the characters talk to each other. And Midjourney doesn't actually have a lip sync tool. For example, I have a video I've rendered of this female character, and I want to give her some dialogue. The way I'm going to go about doing this is using this website called PixVerse, which is actually another AI video generator. But they do have a lip sync feature called speech. And what you'll need to do is upload a video file of the character and also an audio file for the dialogue you want them to say. So here's the Midjourney generated video of the Jedi. And at the same time, I'm also adding the audio file.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Then I just went and created the lip sync. Here's what that looks like.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Pretty good. For a lot of the AI video generators I'll be showing that don't have a lip sync feature, I'm going to be following this exact same process to make the characters talk. Now, let's take a look at the animation I actually created, and afterwards we'll break down how well Midjourney does.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
And the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
Midjourney's video generator is pretty good, especially with character animations. The scene where the tree hits the bounty hunter turned out pretty well. It looks like he's just really getting hammered there. But what are some of the things you need to look out for inside Midjourney? Well, one thing is that for a lot of the animations, it is a little jittery. So sometimes it just animates like random spurts of motion inside. For example, if you take a look at this video clip of the Jedi I created of her standing up, you see at the end that the robe she's wearing randomly flies up into the air. Sometimes it just likes animating random things of motion. And it doesn't always give you the most realistic looking animations. So I created a bunch of different variations of the bounty hunter getting hit by the tree. And for most of them, it didn't really turn out very well. In this one, for instance, you see him going straight through the tree. Here, also, the tree just rolls right over him. But one of the benefits is that it does give you 4 videos every single time. They do also have an unlimited plan, which lets you generate as many images or videos you want. And compared to the other video generators, it is probably the cheapest unlimited plan that I've seen. I think the animation turned out pretty good with Midjourney, but I think we can do better. So next up, let's see what happens if we use Google Veo 3. One of the most popular video generators right now. The absolute best thing about Google Veo 3 is its ability to directly animate characters talking. Google Veo 3 will create the character animations and make them talk at the same time, and the quality is super high. So inside the Veo 3 generator, make sure you select the frames to video. And then down here, we'll need to upload an image of the character we want to animate. So I'm putting a picture of the Jedi character. The dialogue can be directly asked for inside the prompt. She says, "Dead man can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it." And this is what the result will look like.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
It really is the highest quality AI character dialogue you can create. And if you've noticed, it also animates background sound effects, like the ambient rainforest. But sometimes it can be hard to control the exact voices you want. Here's an example where the character actually starts singing.
And the price on my head, is it worth your life?
Not exactly fitting for the animation. So you might need to try it a couple different times. Let's take a look at how the completed animation looks.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
And the price on my head, is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
So we know that dialogue is a strong suit of Veo 3, but the actual image to video animations of different scenes aren't that great, at least for this animation I tried to create. In the scene where he's pulling the blaster out of his holster, it looks like the blaster just magically appears in his hands, although the sound effect for this scene was good. For this scene where I had the Jedi stand up from a kneeling position, this turned out to be the hardest clip for all the video generators to animate, and it's the same thing for Veo 3. It looks like something is wrong here. She's kneeling down and then her legs just disappear into the water. It turns out that there's only one AI video that actually animated the scene correctly. But we'll get to that later. For Veo 3, it's going to cost you $1 per video, and there's no unlimited plan. I think for character dialogue, it's perfect, but for more dynamic scenes, maybe not the best option actually. Next up is Hailuo 2, which has been one of the better image to video generators out there. So it's a pretty simple platform. Really the best thing you can do with it is just plain old image to video. And it is very, very good at following your prompt instructions compared to the others. So for this shot, if I say she quickly pushes out with her palm forcefully, a serious, intense expression on her face. She's wearing a dark brown glove. Hailuo had one of the best animations for this specific shot. It does actually looks like she's aggressively using the force. One of the things you might notice is that it does kind of look a bit slow motion-y at the beginning. This is a problem you might encounter from time to time. But one of the main features you need to know about though is the director mode. Basically inside your video animations, you can actually insert a bunch of different camera movements into it. So there's quite a few different examples here where the camera is circling around the subject, for example. For this specific shot, I like this freedom camera motion where it's kind of pulling up and pointing down at him. So if we hit this, you can see the camera motion being added in right here with these keywords, push out pedestal up and tilt down. And if we create this video, it'll give us a pretty dramatic looking shot. But let's take a look at how Hailuo actually performs in the animation itself.
You've been following me for 10 days now,
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
and the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
This turned out to be one of the better looking animations, I think, especially the confrontation scene where he's drawing his weapon and the Jedi uses the Force to knock him over and throw trees on top of him. For a lot of these scenes, it is a bit slow motion, so I had to speed up the video for the animations, especially the scene where she's standing up from the kneeling position. I think I should have actually sped this up even a little bit more. So Hailuo does have an unlimited plan, but at $200 a month, it's the most expensive unlimited plan I've seen out there. If you get one of the cheaper plans though, it'll cost you around 70 to 80 cents for a 6-second video created at the full HD resolution. This isn't gonna be exact because it does get a bit cheaper as your subscription tier increases. Now I'm pretty excited about the next video generator. I've got to play around with it a little bit, but I want to test it out some more, and that's a super new Seedance 1.0 model. And one of the coolest things that the Seedance model can do is that inside a single video clip, you can specifically tell it to give you a new camera angle of that same exact scene. So this clip right here was just one single AI video, and I specifically told it to give me a different camera angle, which is a close-up shot on the character's face inside the same scene. And the important part of this is that you can control for the specific shots that you want. So to use Seedance, I'm actually using this other platform called OpenArt. It is kind of annoying when you have to switch between a different video platform every single time you want to try a different video generator. And OpenArt is one of those platforms where it has pretty much all the popular AI video generators inside of it. Like there's a Veo 3, also the Hailuo video I showed earlier. But I'm specifically trying out the Seedance model. First thing I'll do is drop in the image of my character. For this shot, which is the bounty hunter after he's being defeated, I want the camera to show him lying on the ground, but actually cut to a close-up shot on his face to make it a bit more dramatic. We can specifically ask for that inside the prompt. Let me zoom in a little bit actually so it's more clear. His lifeless body lies limp on the ground. The camera cuts to a close-up shot on his helmet. So this part which says the camera cuts will actually give us a new scene inside the same exact AI video. And here's what it'll look like. We'll start with him lying lifeless on the ground and then zoom in on his helmet. And it is the same character. Even adding some little cracks and scratches on his helmet just to, really look like he's been beat up a bit.
You've been following me for 10 days now,
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
and the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
The animations are great. It gives this really sharp quality of detail preservation. Now, it isn't perfect. For this shot where she's pushing her arm out, she does have 6 fingers. I actually animated this clip a few different times, and every time it gave me 6 fingers. So I'm not sure what's up with that. So now I'm actually gonna cover how I created the images of my characters that are turned into animations. So I've got a couple of the Jedi, one where she's, closing her eyes, one where she's kneeling on the ground, also a bunch of them for the bounty hunter where he's lying on the ground, where he's standing up, one that's a close-up on his waist. The way I did this was actually using the Flux context model in OpenArt. And then down here, there's this Omni reference feature, which will let us upload a reference image of a character that can be used to create more images of that same character. So these were the references I actually used, which are simple character shots. So let's take this Jedi and drag her into the Omni reference feature. And also take the shot of the forest clearing. Also put that in there. And then in the prompt, let's say she stands inside the forest clearing. But if I use this prompt combined with these two reference features of the Jedi and the forest clearing, it'll actually put her inside there. And here we go. That's our character, exactly as planned. And so this is a process I use to create all the different shots of my characters. They do also have a couple promotions going on. So I guess Hailuo is trying to really get their product out there. So they're running collaborations with different platforms. So they're offering unlimited credits if you get an advanced subscription tier. There's also some other free stuff you get for signing up. The next tool we'll take a look at is Kling AI Video. So at this point, Kling is one of the staples of AI video generation and definitely one of the more well-known platforms. What it's really great at is following your prompt specifically, especially for camera movements. So the specific camera motion prompts could be, for example, the camera flies above to an overhead shot and points down at this character. And that was something Kling did very well, although I think the other AI video generators have caught up at this point. Kling does have a good variety of features more than just the video generation. So for example, you can generate sound effects inside like you can in the Google Veo 3 models. Sometimes it works pretty well, like this shot of him pulling the weapon out of his holster. But for other scenes, the AI sounds just sound like cheap background sounds that aren't very congruent with the videos. Kling does let you also lip sync the characters. Let's say I have a video I generated of this scene of the Jedi, and if I prompt for her to slowly open her eyes, it'll give me something like that. And then I can use the lip sync right here. And then we can upload our local dialogue for the character and add that to the video clip to actually make them talk.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Let's see what it looks like when we put everything together.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
And the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
Well, I think Kling does a pretty good job for smaller movements, especially for the characters themselves, like her pushing her palm out, for example. But it does run into the issue of trying to create too much motion, which is cool because you get things like this where the trees collapse on top of him. But while the idea is really good, the problem is when you try to animate this much motion, you see the leaves and the branches wiggle around a lot. Maybe it's not as noticeable for a shot like this, but for this scene where I had the creature run into the forest, you can see his body deform and stretch kind of randomly. And so I'd rather just have them animate less motion and do it well than try to animate a ton of motion and then causing everything to deform. If you use the highest quality model in Kling, it'll cost you $1 for a 5-second video or $2 for a 10-second video, although they do have cheaper, lower quality models also. Next up is Runway AI Video. It really is one of the more innovative AI video companies. I mean, they're constantly trying to adding new features. And one of them that I really want to test out is Act 2. What this is character motion capture. So if you take a video of yourself or another actor, you can actually transfer that into an AI video. So what you need to have is a recording of a character performance, and then you can put that into an AI video. So here is a video clip of myself. You be following me for 10 days now. Okay, I'm not the best actor in the world, but you get the point. And then I can attach an image of this character. It'll actually map my face onto the character. You've been following me for 10 days now. And the cool thing about this is that it also does work with hand gestures, which is pretty unique. There's not really another AI video platforms that offer something like this. You can also upscale the video qualities to 4K resolution if you want. Here's what the runway animation looks like.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
And the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
So if you see my past videos, you've seen me be pretty harsh on Runway. Usually I don't really like their video animations. I still think that their base AI video model isn't that great. But to be fair to them, for my specific animation that I created for this video, it actually did a good job. While the shots were relatively simple, I think most of them followed my prompts correctly. It animated the characters with the gestures that I wanted. You'll see that some of the scenes are a little cartoony. The ones where the trees collapse on him doesn't look quite as realistic as the other scenes. But to be fair to Runway, I think it did do a good job with the clips for this animation. Runway does have an unlimited plan, which is one I'm using, and it's pretty much the only plan I'd recommend you get either if you're going to use it. Otherwise, you'll run out of the credits super quickly, even on the standard or the pro plans. So for all the AI video platforms that don't have lip sync already added in, I have been using PixVerse to adding the lip sync on top of my video clips. It's only fair that I also show you how PixVerse does when it comes to creating the full AI animation itself. So for the image to video, I'll attach an image. This one is going to be the shot of him pulling the weapon out of his holster. I'm adding a prompt for him. It looks like they actually have a mini free trial where you can create some videos. I think they do also give you credits every single day. But let's take a look at how it does when I animate this video of him pulling the weapon out of his belt. I wish he actually pulled the blaster out of his holster. Looks like he just has it in his hand. It's decent. I mean, you see a little bit of distortion around the edges. Not the best, but let's see how it does in the animation.
You've been following me for 10 days now.
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
And the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
So, PixVerse, not my favorite. The animation quality of the videos isn't always that great. So this one where she's pushing out her palm, it kept giving me these super wiggly fingers. I think their AI video model is kind of designed for special effects. So for this one of the hunter, you see this little puff of smoke, I think, around his head. I'm not sure I'd want that in there. Also for the scene where the hunter's knocked over and the trees fall on top of him, the logs look kind of cartoony instead of the trees collapsing on top. So the main thing I like PixVerse for is the fact that it can do character lip sync on top of a already existing video. But for the image to video animations themselves, it's not my favorite. The newest member to the AI video family is Wan 2.2, which was an exciting new release, mostly because it's the best open source model that's out there. It is kind of a bare bones video generator. Right now, the main thing you can do is just animate videos from the images, but it's very good at what it does. So with Wan 2.2, for this specific shot of the Jedi standing up, I think it actually did the best. A lot of the other video generators, it looks like she kind of levitates into the air or her bottom legs disappear. But with Wan 2.2, it actually animates his motion pretty well, where she's standing up on one knee first and then pushing herself up. It's not as great at following camera motions. For example, in this one where I told the camera to go above him and point down, it actually goes below and tilts upwards. So it did the opposite of what I prompted for. However, even though the video generator didn't follow my prompt exactly, I thought the final animation actually turned out pretty well.
You've been following me for 10 days now,
Not following, hunting. There's a difference.
and the price on my head? Is it worth your life?
You're the kind of score hunters retire on. I'll take my chances.
Dead men can't spend credits. The galaxy keeps spinning without you in it.
And if you use their website, it is one of the cheaper platforms out there at about 21 cents for a 5-second video. So what are the conclusions? Well, first, let me know down in the comments what you thought. Which video generator do you think actually performed the best? As you can see, they all have their pros and cons. I actually really like the newer models, Seedance 1.0, especially because it kind of has this cool new feature where you can start from one scene and then cut to a different shot of that same character in the same scene. And you can do this all inside just a prompt. The animations also have this heavy, realistic feeling to them. I also thought the 1.2 model actually did a pretty good job. And the fact that it's open source and really cheap compared to the other competitors out there, I think it's definitely one to keep an eye out for. But I'd recommend going back and looking through all the different animations yourself to figure out which one actually will work the best for you. One aspect of AI animation I didn't get a chance to completely dive into is the AI lip sync where we create the character dialogues. If you want to see a comparison between all the best AI lip sync tools, which I made a detailed guide for just like this video, go watch this tutorial right here.